This is a record like this. And you are trying to join on Telegram, but it wasn't connecting. Okay. It's recording. Oh. But it's not giving you the code. Okay, I will help you check. Let me just finish. So come, let's go and get the Divine. Come. The criteria for access to funds. Okay, I understand. Yeah, but I'm trying to. Huh? Well, you talk on the phone. 55,000. So if you want to collect for 5,000, that's what I want to do. Right. I don't know if you can hear me. Like I will just bring this thing down. I will. You're here live. Huh? Yes, you can. All right. So since you're here physically, don't matter. Let me just start. Good morning, everybody. I don't know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Queen Kelechi, can you hear me? All right. So the class is recorded. Even if you can't really stay live online, you can still. Um, I think I'll post it in series on our YouTube channel or something like that. So my name is Megui Fine, and I'm the CEO and founder of Isodora Electronics. And I've been doing business now for 15 years plus. And today, we are here to talk about goal setting. In fact, one of these talking about is financial freedom. This is a financial freedom masterclass to help train your mind towards acquiring the skills that are required to scale and become better in 2025. So before I start, I would like to ask if it's possible to drop. Let me ask you, that is physical here. What is your goal for 2025? But we will analyze your goal, those of you that are here, and see how we can best help you achieve them. So I'm with the pen. What's your goal for Precious? What's your goal for 2025? Yeah, yes, you're the only two people here for now. Other people are busy, so we're going to start with you. So, Precious, everybody. So what's your goal? Financial independence, which is not a bad goal for 2025. And then Kelechi, you could send a message of what your goal is for 2025 so that I could also help analyze that. On the group, a few people posted their goals for 2025. Sonia says she would like to be business growth and development. That's very big, but when she joins, we'll ask her what she means. Omolara's expectation was improvement in business, tips for empowerment in business, and advice for what we can actually do in business to succeed. And then we have others here. Hold on. Okay. Chijoke. Expectation is business growth and technological advancement. While Victoria school was hold on. Victoria's goal is she wants advice on how to run a business, expansion of business, and raise capital. All right, raising of capital. So before we get into all this, first of all, let's understand what it is we're trying to do. The fact that you're here in the first place shows that you have decided that next year will be better than this year. So big congratulations to you. You cannot expect change except you take steps towards change. You cannot just keep on hoping and dreaming and praying that things will become better all of a sudden. that's likened to somebody that smokes a book and he's saying that if I just visit 2 million naira for weed or something like that. You understand? So what we are trying to do here is to adjust our minds to help us know how best to do business in 2025, right? So Financial Freedom Masterclass basically is going to teach you on how to set smart goals and achieve financial freedom in 2025. And I don't know how many of you don't want to achieve financial freedom in 2025. One of the best ways to become better is to help other people. So one of my goals in 2025 is to help 5,000 people become multi-millionaires. That's a goal. And we haven't gone to 2025. That's why this is a free class and we're running it. 5,000 people become multi-millionaires. It's as simple as that. So in this lesson, we shall basically be exploring goal setting, as it's not just the buzzword. You understand? People think it's actually the cornerstone of entrepreneurial success. Many of us just want to become free. Whether you want to start a business or you want to be part of the business, you find out that if you don't have specific goals of what you want to achieve, how exactly would you know where you're going to? A ship that just sets out to sea, or you just enter a car and the car starts driving without a destination. How would you know when you have gotten to where you want to get to? That's what goal setting is basically. It helps you know when you have gotten to where you need to get to. So if you have set a goal, I want to get to so and so by so and so. I want to be in Ikeja by 3 o'clock. If you get to Ikeja by 4, you know that you got there late. If you get to Ikeja by 2, you know you got there early. If you now find yourself in Yanapaja, you know you're in a different location. That's exactly what goal setting is. It prevents you from wasting time, burning fuel, and just achieving nothing. So many of us have noticed that we'll just be moving around in circles. We're not really achieving anything. Goal setting will help you, prevent you from wasting time, help you prevent you from wasting fuel, and help you achieve better financial discipline, right? So goal setting helps you create a roadmap from your business journey. Without clear goals, you end up wandering around, wasting resources, losing motivation. You understand? The benefits of goal setting is that it does 3 things, and I want you to write down these things. It helps you, it gives you focus, gives you direction, and it gives you measurement. Goal setting gives you focus, gives you direction, and it gives you measurement. Helps you focus on where you're going to. Helps you know the exact route path you want to take to get there. And helps you measure your level of progress. Your time to, have I gotten there? Haven't I gotten there? What is left? That's basically what goal setting does for you, right? So goal setting helps impact decision making. The question is how? Goal setting helps your decision, help you know that what you want to do, makes it clearer for you. When I just started business in the business I'm running right now, I started in 2018. Between 2018 to 2020, 2018 to 2024, that's how many years? That's 4 years. In 4 years, I have started a brand. In 4 years, I started a business. Then bought my own brand. Most of you don't know, we have our own brand, Sesidora Electronics, Sesidora. We have products in the market. So I started my own products, bought my own brand, scaled the business, and now we're expanding into different territories in just 4 years because we had a very clear roadmap of it. So if you're running a business currently now and you don't have specific targets of where you need that business to be and when you need it to get there. I want my business to be a 2 million naira revenue in the next 7 months. Then you have not you're just doing buying and selling. And you're doing things. So we're going to move you away from buying and selling. So, and then if you are somebody that is working and you want to come into the business space, where you are right now is where you need to be. You need to start first of all by knowing what you need to achieve, when you need to achieve it, and how you need to achieve it. So goal setting also helps in motivation. What you are working towards, it's easier to stay motivated. So when you know when you are working towards, when you know what you are trying to achieve, what I'm working towards is to buy a new car. It's easier to stay motivated. Motivation for me is different from motivation for you. My motivation might be to help people. The motivation might be for personal interest. Whatever your motivation is, we're not here to talk about that. It's easier. It prevents you from distractions. It helps you stay focused. If you understand, goal setting is very important. So now, if you look at very successful, I've given myself as an example, but give yourself, look at very successful people all over the world, from Dangote. You hear them tell you, I want to be the major petroleum product supplier in Nigeria. That's a goal. How will I achieve that? By getting funding. They set up their roadmap. That's a goal. Now, what I want us to do before we continue with this, what is your ultimate goal? You, now that you need to write it down. Just take 1 second to write down what your ultimate goal is. And how can you break it down into action plans? So when we say break it down into action, what's your ultimate goal? What is your ultimate She said is to get to a certain level of balance. See, that's the problem. What is your ultimate goal? I want to get 1 million naira. The goal needs to be very direct. We don't want English. When I ask you what the ultimate goal is, you be telling me everybody else is speaking English. You get it. What do you maybe it's goal that is the problem. What do you want to get this next year that will make you happy? Let me use that statement. So goal will make better. So what is it that you will get, you will see now in your hands that will make you happy? Money. How much? How much? 50 million. 15. So she said if she can get 15 million naira next year, it will make her happy. Yes, ma'am. So we have gotten a goal now. We're going to use this goal now to explain the remaining. It's 15 million next year. Will make her happy, right? So let's continue. Now, in order for Precious, we're using Precious at 15 million. In order for Precious to get 15 million next year, she has to start her entrepreneurial journey. She has to start her entrepreneurial journey. I'm writing down here. So if she starts her entrepreneurial journey to get 15 million, one of the first things that you need to have in an entrepreneurial journey is a vision. So now, Precious, you have a business already now. And that business is supposed to give you 15 million naira next year, right? Good. What is the vision for your business? What is your vision? First of all, before we start asking her what her vision is, so that she might be able to tell you, let's give her time to think. The vision of your business is the heartbeat of your business. It's not just a statement. It's your guiding star. You understand? It keeps you moving forward. You know, even in the face of challenges, it makes you stay focused. Like the vision for my energy producing, the energy sector of my business is to be number one in every market we serve and to provide energy for at least 1 million households by 2027. We want to be number one in every market that we serve. So in this market that we're serving now is the energy space. And we also want to provide 1 million households with energy, our products, by 2027. That's a vision. Yes, I'm here in Nigeria. We're not looking at Africa. We're still focused on Nigeria for now, right? Good. So it's your guiding star, right? So in this lesson, we're going to look at how we can help Precious craft a compelling vision for her 15 million naira target. If there's any other person that has a vision, you can easily leave it down in the comment section so we can analyze that as well. One of the first things to crafting a very realistic vision is that you have to have a big dream. So she has a dream already now. Her dream is 15 million naira. Your dream should be bold and inspiring. Yeah, painting a picture of the future you want to create. So your dream of a vision, as much as what she wants to achieve is 15 million naira, the vision cannot be, my aim is that my company should have 50 million naira. That's not a vision. A vision should be something that will take you to the promised land. Something that when people hear it, they will say, I would like to join this person and move down to the promised land. It should be authentic. You should speak from your heart. Your vision should reflect genuine ambition and belief. You can't just be, it's not a wish, right? And you should make it clear. Your vision should be concise, easy to understand, both for you and for those that join your mission. Hope you understand what I'm trying to say. For example, I've given you mine to be number one in the market we serve and to provide 1 million households with our energy solutions by 2027. It's measurable. That we're getting to that. We're getting to that, right? So now, Precious, do you have a vision for your business? What's the vision for your business? Put it in your ear. Let's see what So her vision is to provide the best perfume service to people. Okay, so she has given us a statement of a vision. We're going to help her tweak this vision before the end of this class so it can follow specific rules when you're trying to set up a business. So let's remember that our vision is to providing the best perfume service to people. She tried. So let's continue. So you need to now align your vision with your personal values. First of all, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to have your core values. My core value, one of them is integrity. So it depends on you. My core value cannot be your core value, but integrity is a good way to start. So you have to have customer service. It's also one of our core values in our business. Speed is one of the core values in our business. We like to respond on the spot. You call us, we're there. We tell you we'll be there, we're there. So what is your core value? So you need to align this. So when you have defined, when you want to craft your vision, other than making it authentic, having a big dream and making it clear, you need to also identify your core values and make it part of that vision, right? You have to bridge gaps. Once you know your values, map out your business goals. You understand? If you are focused, if for example now, for her that is into perfume, one of her business goals would be to provide nice smelling fragrances to 20,000 people in the next 4 months. That's a business goal. That's a goal. 20,000 people. She wants to provide nice smelling fragrances to 20,000 people in the next 4 months. She doesn't want to do any other thing but that. You understand what I'm trying to say? That alone has given her, so she's providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people in the next 4 months. Right? The best perfume service. So by saying best, she has added a core value, which means she's going to provide the best satisfaction to her customers. She's not going to give them nonsense. She's not going to mix it up. She's not going to say, if she tells you that it's Tom Oud, it's Tom Oud. If she tells you that it's a replica, it's a replica. She's not going to try and cut corners. She'll provide the best based on your pocket. But she can also add affordable. So you can the best perfume, customer-friendly perfume service or best pocket-friendly perfume. If she wants to go for maybe replicas, you don't want to go for. So you can say best pocket-friendly perfume services to 20,000 people in the next 4 months. That's a short-term vision for her. Understand? So that's what she wants to achieve in 4 months' time. She has set herself on that track. Then she has to stay consistent. So while she has said that she wants to provide the best affordable, she has to make sure that in that field that she has decided to fix, she's providing nothing but the best. As I said, drop yours and I will help you craft something nice, right? So how to create a vision that inspires and drives action. So an effective vision does not just sit on paper. It energizes and motivates your team. So now we are talking to you that has moved from just yourself as a seller to as a sole marketer to having people that are selling for you. You want to ask yourself, and drives action. That drives action, right? Because without action, anything you're writing is just on paper. So your vision should be a vision that when you finally expand, all of us that are here are going to expand and get people on your team that are going to help you grow, you scale your business. When they listen to your vision, you should be able to drive them to action. They should be able to have a target. They should be able to set a target in that thing. Like, for example, her now, she has 20,000. If she now decides to employ marketers and they say, we want to sell 20,000 perfumes in the next 4 months, why providing affordable, or how was that? By providing pocket-friendly or providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people in the next 4 months. Listen, that's addition right now. Actually, she employs 5 people. They now know that their sole purpose for coming into that job is to sell 20,000 perfumes that are affordable in the next 4 months. They are not confused. It is clear. They know where they are going to. It's not ambiguous. There's no too much string. It's as simple as that, right? You have to make it relatable. If you listen to what I just said now, it's a relatable one. You set milestones, 4 months. You have that. Communicate it. Share your vision consistently. So every time, Monday meetings, Wednesday meetings, you're telling them about it. We understand. My vision for this next year, as I said, is to make 5,000 people multi-millionaires by the end of 2025. Simple. If I say that vision to you now, does it make sense? Is this something that you can follow up? If I tell you that my vision is to make 5,000 people, so we now know the number, it's measurable. We know what we're pursuing. We know where we're trying to go to. It's a very, very simple process. You understand what I'm trying to say? So from this particular module, I've come to the end, right? A compelling vision gives your business a sense of purpose and direction. It must be bold, authentic, and easy to understand. So when you're writing your vision should have these 3 basic features. It must be bold, but you can welcome. It must be authentic, and it must be easy to understand, right? You must align your personal values with your business goals. As I explained to you, when I started my business in 2018 rather, I was able to align some of my personal values. That's what rose me from. I'm going to post a picture of where my business started to where I am. Because when I'm saying we started from a room, a very small room. The staff, the people I had, they are still with me right now, 4 years down the line. The people I had with me, we barely had seats to sit. I was practically sitting down on a small stool now. There was no place to sit down. Yeah, but I was able to tell them, in the next 4 years, this is where I want us to be. We are going to have our own brand. We are going to serve at least 1 billion people. And they understood that vision. And they stuck to it. The vision is not constant, though. There's always room to adjust your vision over time. You understand? But you have to make it understandable, right? Most of the time, you have a team and you find out that your team disintegrates because you weren't able to communicate your vision effectively to your team. If your team cannot key into your vision and at the same time see themselves making their own personal visions come true from your vision, then nobody will stay with you. Meaning, if someone is coming to work with you because he wants to be financially liberated and your vision, he doesn't see himself being financially liberated, he won't stay with you. So the vision must be relatable, right? A powerful vision inspires action. Relatable, I've said that already. So what I want us to do is, what is your entrepreneurial vision? I've asked. We've worked on Precious's vision already. Precious is here with me. And her vision, we've been able to tailor it down to providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people in 2025. Let's use 2025. In 2025. So our vision for next year is to provide the best perfume service to 20,000 people. So don't forget that our target is to make 50 million naira next year. If Precious provides the best perfume to 20,000 people in 2025, and Precious sells each perfume with a profit margin of 1,000 naira, how much has Precious made? How much have you made? 1,000 by 20,000 is what? 200,000. That's 20 million naira. She has surpassed her 15 million naira goal by meeting her vision. And then if she decides to set up a team that decides to go with that, you find out that it's happening. So because her vision now is clear, she knew where she wants to go to, which is the 15 million naira. She set a vision that will help her get to the 15 million naira. Money is quite easy to make. You understand? If we follow simple principles. The principles to make money is simple, regardless of the business, is the same rather, regardless of the business you're doing or what you're trying to do. Principle is the same. What is different is the business in which you are applying it. But if I apply the principle of goal setting in my business and you apply it to yours or in whatever thing you're trying to do, you find out that it's the same thing. It doesn't really matter, right? So we are moving to the next one. So you want to ask a question? Money or business? And I said the principles of business, the principles applied in business are the same, regardless of the business you're doing. So the principles to set up a vision is the same. You understand? It now depends on the business you're doing. For example, now, I know Chika was into what were you into? This part, logistics. So she can apply if she can apply these principles of vision into her logistics business or fashion business, but I know she does both of them, into any of them. And then when she gets her team, she needs to make the vision, what we have discussed here, measurable. Then it has to be something that they are pursuing. It cannot just be vague. I want, like what your vision was before. Your vision initially was to provide the best perfume to people. I understand that is a very big. When you tell, so when someone comes on your team and you tell them, my vision is to provide the best perfume to people, when the person doesn't understand what you're talking about. But when we adjusted it to providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people in 2025, when someone comes on your team, the person says, we are going to sell what you have just told you. When you write this thing on your wall in your office, when someone walks in, what you're telling your team members is that we're going to sell 20,000 perfumes in 2025. It's as simple as that. What now happens at the end of the year is we can use that as a KPI. If we don't sell 20,000 perfumes, what happens? If we sell more than 20,000 perfumes, have we met our 15 million naira target? Are you understanding my point? Vision helps everything, help you achieve those things easily. So we're now going to the mindset. Now that we understand how to set up our goals, we now need to work on our mindset, right? Whether we like it or not, we are what we think. Okay, I'm looking at my camera. We are what we think, right? To achieve your goals as an entrepreneur, you must embrace a mindset that empowers overcoming challenges. You must adapt and you must be persistent. So this is the part that most people might not want to listen to. You understand? Because challenges are constant. I started my business in 2018. 2019 was beautiful. I'm practically the only successful entrepreneur in Nigeria that started a business by collecting 100 naira. My business started with 100 naira. I was going from shop to shop in Ladipo Market. If you guys know where Ladipo Market is, with an Ajo card. That's what they call an Ajo card. So I identified a business in the market then where they were using Ajo cards to collect money from people, and they were constantly stealing from them. So I decided to start the same business. And I was going from shop to shop, collecting 100 naira from people over a period of 6 months to see if the business was viable. When I found out that the business was viable, and I employed my team. I employed a team of 50 people, and we were able to spread over Lagos. That's how I got to. That was the foundation. But in that time, there were a lot of problems. There were problems of theft. There were problems of, in fact, there was problem of risks of accidents on the road. There was problems of inferior products in the market because I didn't really understand how to differentiate them from fake products from original products. There were problems of, and one of the major problems after 2019 was COVID. COVID almost shut me down. In fact, COVID was one of the worst things that would have happened to anybody in this life because the business was more of a physical business. It wasn't online. We are dealing with the people. We are dealing with the unbanked, basically, back then. So COVID almost shut us down. Those challenges, overcoming them is what got us to where we are now, that now we now do solar solutions. We now do foods. We now do electronics. We do kitchen utensils. One company. A company that started from 100 naira. Ajo cards. If you guys understand what I mean, if you know the amount of products we have in our bank, you will understand. Maybe you need to go and see our website, you know what I'm talking about. So you need to be able to adapt, you need to be able to face challenges, and you need to be able to persist, right? So those are things we're going to explore in this section. So one of the major things that is holding you back, right, is what they call limiting beliefs, right? Limiting beliefs are the internal stories we tell ourselves. Right? These internal stories, they hold us back, such as, I'm not good enough. I can't do it. You might not necessarily be saying it, but you just say it sometimes, oh, but this thing will be hard. I can't do it. I can't, how can I make it? Like, for example, now, let's say it's one of you here now has thought about it in your mind, and you just told maybe your cousin, you know, I would like to touch 100 million naira next year. The person will laugh. Your mind will cut. Limiting beliefs. If you cannot see it, you cannot achieve it. Even when, as at the time I was collecting this 100 naira from people, don't be deceived though, I was very broke. In 2018, I was very broke. When I'm telling you that I'm very broke, I'm saying I barely had anything. I didn't have any money. I was very broke. I was still serving under someone. I left my job. It's a story for another time. I left my job as an operations manager with an airline and started to come into business. And I went to serve. So the salary they were paying me then, I'm eating everything. I didn't have any money. I was very broke. But in my mind, I knew I had to cross the million naira mark. Because naira then was I had to make it. No matter when I told my mom, my own mother, what I wanted to do, I wanted to go from shop. She told me, how can you do something like that? She gave me every single thing that could go wrong with that business. Everything. And everything she said that could go wrong happened. From they will run away with your money, customers will fight you, products will not work, everything happened. But I persisted. So if you don't have, if you are constantly giving yourself limiting beliefs, constantly telling yourself, your subconscious is listening and you might not be able to go forward, right? So identify the belief. Ask yourself, what belief is stopping you from moving forward? So you now that's on this call, or you that be watching it later, ask yourself, what belief is stopping me from moving forward? What is that that's making you believe that if you start a business while you're working, you will not succeed? Let me make it clear so you understand what I'm trying to say. What is it that ask yourself now, why haven't I started a business? That answer is what is your limiting belief. I don't think I can run it. A 9 to 5 will hinder me. I don't have enough money. Whatever that thing is, that is your limiting belief. That's what's preventing you. So the first step is to identify it. Then after you have identified it, you now replace it. You understand? So if your limiting belief is I cannot do it, you can replace it with I can do it. You need to keep on repeating that thing to yourself. If it's small words like this that make us succeed. You understand? So many of us might be afraid of going into business because of failure. I've been doing rice for a while, but I did rice business this year. The first set of rice I bought, 50 bags. If you go and calculate how much 50 bags is, you understand. Everything damaged. They gave me rice that was not properly dried. Everything, my entire investment went down the drain. Now, there are two ways I would have followed it. I would have said, man, I can't handle this failure. This is too bad. Or I tell myself, failure is a step forward. And truly, failure is a step. This December, we supplied 400 bags of rice. I learned from the mistake of that rice, applied it into a newer process, and was able to optimize the business. That is the point. Affirm, I am successful. I am not afraid. I can do it. Tell yourself these things daily so that you don't end up using your own hand to limit yourself from becoming the person you want to be. Don't forget our goal for next year is to make 5,000 entrepreneurs millionaires by the end of 2025. When I mean millionaires, I mean if you have not seen 1 million, you will touch 1 million. If you have touched 1 million, you get 10 million. If you have done 10 million, you profit 100 million. I might not be able to take you to a billion yet, yes, but I am very, very sure that I can take you to between 20 to 100 million. That I'm very, very sure of, right? Next year. Good. So there are ways that you can cultivate a growth mindset for business success, right? One, we already said that you embrace challenges. So if you know you run away from challenges, entrepreneurship isn't really for you. Challenges will be following you back to back every day, steady. you will not be able to escape it, right? Then, if you're also somebody that doesn't, there are some of us that, like, let me use myself. Why am I going far? When I started this job business I'm telling you people about that I did, that got me to where I am right now. And if you want the framework of how to start the job business, if you have the morale to, you can talk to me, I can give you the entire framework. It's available. And it's a very, very prosperous business if you have the morale to do it. You understand what I'm trying to say? And now, with small technologies, which can also provide for you can even make it automated. So it's very nice. But that's not what we're talking about here. I picked up my Agile card. That's what they call an Agile card. So I picked up the Agile card and I was going around showing people. And on that Agile card, what I had there in Ladipo market was chicken, egg, yam, palm oil, granite oil, stuff like that. So I went and showed it to a guy. The guy looked at the card and laughed. And that laugh was not the normal laugh. It was, those painful laugh. The guy, what kind of nonsense be this now? How? Waiting be this one. Why you go carry? Who go buy video craze? Well, waiting to do TV, laptop, something that men will buy. Waiting the chicken, egg. Now, that feedback, he said this thing in front of almost 20 people. As he said it, everybody laughed. I would have done two things. I would have cowered because it pained me. It killed my morale. I would have gone back, wrapped up and said, man, this business is not for me. Or I would have done what I did, which is I listened to what he said, adjusted my framework, went back to my drawing board, because what he gave me was the key to my success. It was that feedback that made me successful in that business. That single feedback. And now we've strategized, reproduced my brochures, and then went back to that man that gave me that feedback. When I went back and showed him my brochure, he said, hey, now you don't start. You now open the card. It was that started my process to success. You must learn from feedback. Instead of taking criticism, they're not talking to you, they're talking to the business. First of all, you need to know that the business is an entity. When you're doing business, it's an entity. So nobody's talking to you, they're talking to your business. When they tell you this thing you're selling, let's say this is what I'm selling. This thing you're selling is wrong, is bad, right? What they're not talking to you, they're telling you that this thing you're selling is bad. It's as simple as that. Don't look at it any other way. Go and ask the person, so what do you think will be better? How can I make it better? Those are the things that you need to succeed. You need to listen to their feedback. This perfume you spray, man, it smell like shit. Like, let's say she's selling shit that sells perfume now. This perfume, what is it? Don't take it back. It smells like shit. It's as simple as that. Then what about this one? What are the kind of fragrances you like? So you stop bringing perfumes that smell like shit. It's simple. But most of us, once they criticize you, if you block the person, so you get angry. No, that's not how to do. So you need to learn from feedback, right? Then celebrate effort over results. So you need to focus on the process. Most of us are we keep waiting for her now that she has adjusted her vision to 20,000 customers in 2025. But in the first month, she was able to sell to 500 after intense marketing. You should celebrate it. Celebrate that effort. We got our 500. We are now aiming for 19.5. You understand? Our energy section, we have an energy section, which our goal next year is to install 500 units, 5 kV and above, in 500 homes in 2025. The minimum purchase value of each of those units, I think, is 5 million naira. So that's the target of that section. If in January now, they're only able to do maybe 30, we will celebrate that 30. And then find out why we weren't able to do 100. And then next month, we adjust it. That is the way to target it. That's the way to go. You understand what I'm trying to say? You have to celebrate there. Then you need to adopt there's what they call a yet thinking. I call it a yet thinking. Instead of saying, I can't do it. Say, I can't do it yet. Instead of saying, I haven't achieved it. Say, I haven't achieved it yet. Yet. That single word, YET, at the end of a statement, YET, goes a long way. I haven't gotten my master's. I haven't gotten my master's yet. I don't have a spouse. I don't have a spouse yet. It goes a long way. It keeps you can't keep your morale. If you allow your morale go down, you are done for. You understand? They call it burnout. Don't ever allow burnout come into you in this entrepreneurship journey. You understand? With every challenge you face, you get stronger. But make sure that the less challenge doesn't take you out of the journey, because the journey is sweet as it's painful. Right? So there are techniques to stay focused and resilient. And I hope you're taking notes, because these are steps that helped me build my 9-figure business. My business is 9-figure. I have a very big business, and I'm not trying to brag. I'm telling you this, and I have a very good team too, and we are trying our best to push it higher. Right? You need to set micro goals. So I'm using her as an example now. As she has set 20,000, providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people, she now needs to set micro goals. She needs to break those things down. She needs to make it smaller. She needs to make it measurable. You understand? Because completing those tasks makes them. So if she says she wants to sell 20, so in a month, what does that mean? If you want to sell 20,000, so if you say, give us 10 months, 10 months means you want to do 2,000 per month. That means you want to do 500 per week. That means you want to do, divided by 5, you want to do 40. You want to do 40 sales per day. Simple. So there are days now, since you have set yourself that you want to do 40 sales per day, there are days that you will do 80. There are days that you will do 2. There are days that you will not sell. Because you have broken it down to small tasks. You're not waiting for 20,000 to come. What you're waiting for now is for 40. The moment you click 40, everybody shout, hey, we sold 40. The whole place will rumble. Everywhere will be, you see, you guys are excited. We've done 40, we've done 40, we've done 40. The next day you start afresh. In a week, we did what this week, we did only 400. Next week we did 600, like that. You set micro goals. Very important. So you don't kill the momentum of yourself since you're still alone. And when you have your team, because you definitely grow to have a team, you don't kill it, right? Practice visualization. Spend time to visualize that goal, that vision you have in your mind. See yourself when you have achieved the 20,000. You cannot achieve what you cannot see. I keep saying this thing. It's very important. You can't achieve what you cannot see. See yourself achieving that 20,000 sales. See yourself achieving that. See yourself achieve. We're not talking of money right now. As I said, money is not a vision. Money is a result of a vision. So you cannot see yourself achieving that $1 billion. It's not going to happen. That's not what I'm saying. If you see yourself, you're just equivalent to, as I said in the beginning, those guys that smoke Igbo, when they say, if I just see 20,000 naira for road now, something like that. That's not what we're saying. You need to visualize the vision, not the result. You're visualizing the vision. I have sold to 20,000. Because by selling to 20,000 people, the result is constant. There's nothing you can do. The moment you visualize the vision, I have provided the best perfumes to 20,000 people. I have provided the best solars to 500 people. I have delivered to 1,000 people in the next 7 months. Not I will. I have. You have done it. You visualize it. The moment you can visualize it, then you understand. Then you adopt daily routines. So constant habits like such as journal meditations, helping yourself stay grounded in this visualization. Exercising. When you exercise, you're talking to yourself. Talk to yourself. Tell yourself, not where people will see you, so that they don't tell you, I'm not doing excessively. For example, when I'm exercising, I talk to myself. Sometimes my mouth moves. Sometimes in my heart, I'm telling myself what I need to do that day, how I need to do it. It's good to do it when you're exercising, so that because when you're doing this particular exercise, your heart rate might go up, and you might feel pressure, especially if you haven't achieved what you need to achieve. So if you're doing it while you're exercising, your body is working, it's usually better that way, right? Then you surround yourself with mentors and people that know what they are talking about. In 2025, if you don't do anything, in fact, let's say you don't do anything I'm even going to say today, remove stupid people from your life. In 2020, if you don't do any other thing in 2025, and you can remove stupid people from your life in 2025, you have done 70% of that. Because the remaining, it's stupid people that are taking away 70% of your progress. The remaining 30% is not really stupid People that the moment you tell them about a dream, they counter it. The moment you tell those stupid people. So you need to find mentors, peers, you need to find groups like the one I'm trying to build here, where when you talk about your dream, people will not tell you you're stupid. Instead, they find out how they can help you. Then you reframe failure. Don't look at failure as failure. Instead, ask yourself, what have I learned? Like I told you about my rice. What have I learned from this failure? This thing that went wrong, what have I learned from it? When I was doing, before I started, entered into the job business, I tried doing the limousine business. The limousine business is this business that they do in, on Airport Road. I don't know whether you guys know Airport Road. So you go to register your Sienna. When you register your Sienna, you give it to someone to drive it, and the person is supposed to be remitting to you on higher purchase. So I did that for a while. So it was not a good experience. But if I'm to do that business again, based on the experiences that I had from that business, I'll do it better. That's the point I'm trying to make. So you learn from your mistakes, right? Then, as I said before, like this December now, even if you don't have money to travel, look for one place, even if it's for 2 hours, go there, sit down. If it's bury your head inside water, just relax. Relax. You can't be thinking of it all the time. So that whenever it is you come back to hustle, your mind will be refreshed. Try to relax, right? So basically what we are saying at the end of this is overcoming self-doubt requires identifying and challenging limiting beliefs while replacing them with empowering thoughts. You need to identify your limiting beliefs and challenge them, and then replace them with empowering thoughts, right? A growth mindset will help you embrace challenges, learn from feedback, and continuously improves your present state. Focus and resilience can be cultivated. You need to cultivate it. You're not born with focus and resilience. In fact, from today, I want you to notice something. You're going to be trying to stop watching Netflix. You're going to be trying to stop all those distractions, but you will see how hard it is after this course, because I'm going to tell you the damages of those things to you, especially if you want to achieve your dream in 20. In order to, let me say this thing, let me rephrase what I'm trying to say. In order to become who you want to be in 2025, you must be above average. Everybody's average. So everybody does the same thing. They go to work for those that are working. They go to their business for those that are in business. They come back home. They see their family. They sit down once in a while. They watch Netflix. They scroll through their phones. They sleep. Average. Above average is you go to work. You come back home. You see your family. You pray to your God, which is the normal routine. Then you focus on your side hustle. That thing is very difficult to deprive yourself of this immediate pleasure because of long-term gains. But in order to be above average, that is the sacrifice. Because if you're average, you're like every other person, and there's nothing different about you. I am above average. I am way above average, but I'm not even where I want to be. I have goals that I've set for next year that I need to achieve. There are things I must learn next year so that I can continue doing what I'm doing and even doing them better. You understand? I run away from, even as much as I fight it, you still find me watching Netflix once in a while. And that thing is very damaging. Very damaging. So you must limit your distractions in 2025, right? So let's continue. So you need to, as we said, what is that limit? As I'm talking to you, write it down. Think of it in the next 2 minutes, 2 seconds. What is that thing that is preventing you from doing what it is you need to do? Business is what we're talking about now. Is it the fear of failure? Write it down. Then how will you challenge that particular fear today? If you need to challenge it later, after this, just send a message on the group. Let me see whether we can help you challenge it. But if you can't even challenge your limiting belief, the remaining part we're about to enter wouldn't really work for you. Because the only person that is holding you from succeeding is you. It's not the government. It's not the environment. In fact, let me tell you something. Tinubu is a blessing to Nigeria. Tinubu has come into Nigeria, and due to his reforms, which I pray to God in future will definitely benefit Nigeria, or not benefit Nigeria, will has provided opportunity for us to solve problems. So many of us focus on the problem that Tinubu himself is causing. Like there is no light, there is no water, fuel is high, there is no food. But you haven't noticed that the fuel is high, but transportation has gone up. So if you want to go into the transport business right now, you can actually do a good turnover. Food scarcity has come into the country. So if you want to start selling food now, there's a business there. You understand? We are not seeing the business that this man is providing. We're just seeing the complaint. That's why I said, in order to succeed in 2025, you must move above average. You must stop thinking like every other person. You must stop thinking like the average man is constantly complaining. Constantly. You have a decision. Before we go to the next slide now, to tell yourself, I will stop being an average person in my thoughts in 2025. You have to first of all stop being an average person here. Then from there, you can now go into the next stage. You understand what I'm trying to say? All right. So now let's continue. So now we're going to talk about how to actually set. No, we've talked about how to set goals in the beginning. But now what makes a goal smart? Right? You can't, setting goals is one thing, and then making that goal smart is another thing. Right? So there's a framework, and I'm sure most of you have heard about it, right? For making goals smart. Yeah? And SMART basically means specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. So, we just set up we set up a goal for Precious, and the goal we set for Precious, based on her target of 50 million naira next year, was providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people in 2025. So let's see if this vision that we're able to set for her meets this criteria for being a smart vision. And if it doesn't, let's adjust it and make it smart, right? We're working with her because she was the one that gave me her vision, right? So you make your goal specific for those of you that want to set goals for next year. See, it doesn't matter what this goal is, whether it's for business or for personal development. Your goal must be specific. It must be clear and precise about what you want to achieve. What she wants to achieve is 15 million naira. How she wants to achieve it is by providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people. So it must be specific. She wants to provide best perfume service to 20,000 people. It has to be clear. You understand? I want to increase my monthly revenue by 20% in 2025. It has to be clear. It can't be ambiguous. For the sake of yourself, for your own discipline, and for the sake of your team. These are the reasons why your goal must be specific. It must be measurable. You must qualify your goal to track progress. Example, increase website traffic by 30%. Sell to 20,000 people. You see, there's a number there. She wants to sell to 20,000 people. So if what her sales is currently now is maybe 5,000 people a year, that's what she's doing. She wants to increase her sales by 300%, or 400%. That is how she want that. If she achieves that next year, she has achieved her complete vision. She might not achieve it next year, but she's able to measure where she is. I sold only 10,000 perfumes. That means I was only able to do 50% of my vision this year. She will now carry it and spill over to next year. That way, she'll be able to identify why she wasn't able to do it. What were the things that stopped her from doing it? You understand? Those are the things that matter, right? It will be achievable. You will set realistic goals. So you're not going to just day like this now. You haven't sold to 100 customers in a year. And then you now go and set 20,000 customers. That's not a realistic vision. You are just going to give yourself unnecessary stress and you end up burning out yourself. Your vision should be achievable. So you have sold 100. I want to do 500 next year. So it has to be an achievable target. So when you give it to your team, like for example, I told you that our vision this year is to sell 500 products. That is, we have different classes of products. So we're calling them the high-end products. 500 of them, each of them are worth about 5M. 500 of them to 500 homes next year. The reason why we're able to set that target is because in the previous year, we have done at least 150. Like when I say previous year, I mean this year. We've done like 150, 200. So even if that increases to 500, it's not a big deal. My team will be able to achieve that. But if we just did 10, and I'm going to tell them that our next goal now is 500. My next goal, if we just did 10, our target should be 50, which is not a bad vision because you have to grow. It must be achievable. Now, if you surpass it and now get to 500, let's say we set it for 2025, and in the first quarter we've done 50, we can now adjust our vision based on what we have achieved in our first quarter. So it must be achievable. It must be relevant. Ensure your goal aligns with your business vision and your long-term objectives. For example, if your vision is sustainability, focus on, if our vision is the best, if our vision is the best perfume service, our vision is providing the best perfume service to 20,000 people. She needs to make sure that her goal of 20,000, achieving 20,000 people is relevant to that vision. Time bound. You see that at the end of her vision, she put 2025. So she's giving herself 12 months to achieve this vision. So when you're trying to set up a goal for yourself that aligns with your vision, your goal should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be achievable, it should be relevant, and it must be time bound. These 5 things are the things that help you achieve provide a very, very nice goal for 2025. Right? So breaking down big ideas into actionable plans. We've mentioned that we're going to help her break down her big ideas into an actionable plan that she can actually implement, right? So now, big idea, when you have it, when an idea hits your head, of course, the advice is to take action immediately. Don't ever dream, because as God has shown it to you, He has shown it to 1,000 people. He's the person that takes action on that thing that succeeds. I'm telling you this thing. I'm telling you that one of my friends, I was telling him that they wanted to open a website called artisans.com where they could get artisans together. He was always talking about it. Very beautiful website. 2 months after this guy finished telling me that thing, he was there talking about it. Another person opened the website. And the name was not artisan.com, so it's not as if they copied him. As God showed it to him, He showed it to 1,000 people. He's not the person that decided to take action on it. That's all. That person that cashed it out. The person that takes the risk. So breaking them down into smaller, actionable. One of the ways that prevents your goal from being overwhelming is to break it down into smaller, actionable plans, right? So you have to. The way we usually do it is we start from the beginning. Right? We set up a goal. We start from, let me use my Igbo brothers. We start from we get a shop. But that is not how to set up. What is the ultimate result you want to get from this goal? What is that thing you want to achieve from this goal? You need to know, like she has said, the ultimate result overall in this goal setting plan now will be 15 million naira, which is a very but if you don't even achieve this goal next year, so there's going to be a problem. But 15 million naira is no money. And what she's selling is very nice perfume. It's consumable. One person can buy from me as many times as possible. One person can buy from me as many times as possible. So it's not really a problem. You understand? Good. So you've set your ultimate goal. So you, as we're talking to you now, as you're on this call, pick up a piece of paper and write your ultimate goal for 2025 in the next 2 seconds. So it's not a big deal. You should know what your ultimate goal is. And if you don't know, write something, you can adjust it later, right? Then walk backward. Identify the milestones you need to reach along the way. So in our own case, we have identified that for how to sell, the perfume market is a very competitive market, right? So she can enter the market in 2 forms. She can enter the market either with pricing, or she can enter the market with class. Now, she might not have the money funds to enter the market with class, because to enter the market with class means you have to sell to fewer customer base, but at higher prices and a higher profit margin. So you're selling a premium brand. You're selling Tom Ford. You know, Tom Ford now is selling for about $200. So that's about 400K. You know, maybe your profit margin on that might be like 50K or 30K, which is not bad. So in order to get 15 million naira, if she's selling products for 400K, she has to sell to 10 people is 4 million, 20, 100 people is 40 million, 50. So she has to sell to about 50 people. So if she sells a product of 400,000 naira to 50 people next year, she will get what they call it, 15 million naira. Or she goes for the replica. which is the one that is readily available. But that one, now, the competition is on pricing. And when it comes to pricing, it's survival of the fittest. So she can now mark up her thing, maybe with 1,000 naira, and then look for a broader base, which is 20,000 people. So she wants to sell 1,000 naira profit to 20,000 people next year to make a profit of 15 million naira. But I believe it's profit we're talking about, not revenue. 15 million naira. That's profit. So that means in order to make this profit of 15 million naira, her revenue next year might be about 50, 60, 80 million naira. I hope you guys know that how it is. So that means she's looking at making 20% profit from her total revenue next year. So the question now is, will she be able, has she sold 10 million naira before? No, we say it should be achievable. Has she sold 5 million naira in a year before? If she hasn't, what is her strategy to sell 80 million naira next year? You understand? Those strategies are available. So I'm just trying to make you, so you need to understand the magnitude of what you want to achieve first before you start saying you want to achieve something. You can just, it's easy to say, I want to make 20 million. I want to make 10 million. You know, it's easier to say 1 billion than to say 20 naira. 1 billion is easy. 20 naira, look at how heavy it is in my mouth. 20 naira, very heavy, but 1 billion, very easy. But it's easier to make 20 naira than to make 1 billion. That's the problem, right? You can't create down those actionable steps. So I've already helped her break it down. So she now needs to develop or define the class of people she needs to approach. Then she now needs to know where she will meet this class of people. Because everything's online, but she also needs to know how to even target them. There's a course that we are going to create, that we have created on 10 basic digital skills that you're supposed to have in 2025 that could help you improve your business or even give you some form of extra income in 2025. So for someone like her now, she needs to definitely know how to do one proper. But the dream is achievable in 12 months. This is not even a problem at all. In my own book, it's not a problem. So you breaking down your steps into actionable plans on what you want to achieve will help you achieve them very well next year. So what we're taking away from this section basically is the SMART framework help us create structured, actionable, and realistic goals. Don't forget, we talked about what SMART means. It means specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and then time-bound. It must be time-bound. You must have a time that at that time you say, I have not achieved this goal. Then so you can restructure and find out whether the goal was really unrealistic or something is preventing you from achieving that goal. So the question we're going to ask is, what's one of your big ideas you have been procrastinating on? Procrastination is a very deadly sin. Very deadly sin. So you that listen to me, are you trying to start up a business? Do you want to get an side hustle? Have you thought of something you want to do? Do you need training to help you even think of something? You know, some of us, Nigeria is the only place where someone would just have some 200,000 naira. Money is not what is stopping you from starting a business. So what I want to say is, money is not what's stopping you from that. You can start a business with anything. A business can be started with 50K, a multi-million naira business. So money is not what is stopping you from starting a business. What's stopping you from starting a business is weird. But most of us have our minds to start what we want to start, but we are being held back by action paralysis. Is it action paralysis they call it? Because you overthink the thing so much that before you even enter the business, you have thought about how it will work, where to get to, how it succeeded, and how it started failing. And then your body started failing in your mind. Then you have brought it down to how the business closed. Then bam, the business has ended. Then you start thinking of another one. That's that's not how to go. So you need to kill procrastination in whatever. Start that, bring up that idea. You never really know. You won't know if it will succeed if you don't try. And you might be afraid that you will lose money, but you don't even necessarily need to start with money. There are businesses you can start without money. A lot of businesses, but you have to partner with people to start them. You understand what I'm trying to say? A lot of businesses, and if you talk to us through our consultancy programs, we will teach you businesses that you can start without money. There are businesses you can start without money. Money is not what's holding you from starting a business. What is holding you from starting a business is will, procrastination, right? Good. Just went offline. Done. I hope all of you can still see me. All right. So let's continue. So I'm going to throw in this as just a bonus: tracking progress and overcoming obstacles. So one of the ways that setting goals is only the first step in anything. The real challenge lies in you tracking your progress and identifying roadblocks and adapting to these things. Remember, we said it, challenge, persistence, and the rest of others. So what we're going to discuss now is how to track these progresses and overcome obstacles, because obstacles will come. Because there are problems you will face in business. If you're not a very strong person, you believe it's village people that are after you. Because right in front of your eyes, your business will be crumbling. Nothing you're doing is working. Obstacles. But the moment you are able to identify that obstacle, track your progress, you find out that you're able to scale that business. And you find out that it's not village people that are after you. Village people, because Yankee people don't have village people now and their businesses crumble. So let's leave village people alone. They've been complaining that you guys are disturbing them too much, right? So you track your progress. You have to be accountable. Tracking your progress makes you accountable, right? Allows you to make adjustments when needed. And here are some things. There are some tools that can help you track progresses and help you with accountability. For example, bookkeeping. You need to have apps that can help you with your bookkeeping. But if you don't have money for an app, I think there are free tools. That's one of them. I'm going to suggest one of them after this. There's a free tool that you can use for your basic accounting, sales, expenses, stock. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. And when they even want to collect money from you, they collect like 5K a year or something like that. So what if you don't even want to even pay 5K a year? But I don't know why you won't pay 5K a year. You can buy a basic notebook. You have your expense notebook, have your sales book, have your stock book, your in and out. You understand what I'm trying to say? So you need to track all these things, right? You need to set key performance in the KPIs, both for yourself and for your team. An example is if your goal is to increase sales, you understand? You can set on the number of customers acquired per week, which is what we told her now. You can break it down. You say we made 40 sales a week. Of course, another thing you also need to do is to have a customer collation form and package and database. It is cheaper to recycle customers. This one is a bonus. It's cheaper. So when you are in this overcoming obstacle part now that we are in your business, always keep data. People that bought from you, people that complained, people that returned, why they didn't buy, keep that data. When you want to do your next set of marketing the next year, especially in her case now, it's a consumable. The person that bought this year will buy next year. The man will not stop using perfume. If he doesn't call you, he bought the perfume somewhere else. The question is why? Why didn't he buy from you? Was your product too cheap? Do you have only one particular option available to the person? Was he not satisfied with your customer service delivery? People don't even remember how to make them feel. So you might sell a bad product to somebody and the product is really very nasty. People don't really remember that product was nasty. It's how you made them feel when they told you that product was nasty. That's what they remember. So customer service is key. That's a class that is going to come up in the future, not too far from now in January, after you have set your goals and all that. So one of the issues that entrepreneurs have on a large scale is time management, right? Many of us have time management issues, and one of the things that help us with time management issues is the Eisenhower's metrics. I don't know whether this urgent versus important. Yes, and so there are products that are urgent and important but not urgent, urgent and not important, not urgent and not important, then urgent and not important. So it's the 4 metrics of I don't have a slide here. next class I'll have is like urgent and important, urgent and not important, important and not urgent, and not urgent and not important. So these are the metrics, right? Forgive my writing. It's just 4 slides. It's just a square. So if you draw that square, you put urgent and important in one, urgent and not important in one, important and not urgent in one, and then not urgent and not important. So I'll start from not urgent and not important. Things like not urgent and not important, like watching a movie, not Netflix, going to the beach. You ignore them, except it has to do completely with relaxations. Sorry, are you still there? Okay, you ignore them. Then you have important but not urgent. You can postpone that for a later time. So maybe you have meetings you want to, no, those are urgent and not important. No, meetings that you want to attend, yes, meetings that you want to attend, but they're not meetings that have to do with maybe church meetings. What else would I put here? Maybe you have a meeting with your football team. You can postpone them. You can tell them, okay, we can't have this meeting now, we'll have a meeting, right? Then you have those that are urgent, important. We've done important but not. We have urgent but not important. Urgent but not important, you delegate them. So you can tell someone else to attend those meetings for you. But you see those ones that are urgent and important. Those are the ones that you attend to on a daily basis by yourself immediately. For example, maybe doctor's appointment. But if you die, there's no money. You're still on so doctor's appointments, attending to maybe basic major customers that you know that require special care, and maybe you haven't built your team up to handle those people, stuff like that. Those are the ones that you attend to yourself, right? So if in your personal business, ensure that you drop these status. I'm going to post a proper diagram on the group. So make sure that you find this. So that you draw this framework and then place your daily schedule into it. I forgot to say something like that. One of the key things about setting goals, after all these things we are speaking, is to ensure that you always write down your goals. So as we're talking of 2025 now, now that you're ready to set your goals for 2025, you need to write it down. So you need to write down which is the vision for the year. Write that down. Write down the micro steps you intend to achieve them. Write it down. Then break down your daily activities that you want to achieve. This thing is very difficult. Very difficult. Your brain is going to work, but you need to write it down. So if you can't do it long term, you can do it short term, on a daily basis, at night. Write down what you're going to do next year, the next day rather, and then look at it and make sure it aligns with that vision. Our vision is to sell perfume to 20,000. What I'm doing tomorrow? If she's working, going to work, coming back from work, eating my food, right? Then, if in that book you did not write watching Netflix, don't watch Netflix. And if you wrote watch Netflix, ask yourself, does watching Netflix help me sell 20,000 perfumes next year? That's what I'm trying to say. You understand what I mean? So you can't be broke and watching TV. It doesn't really work. It doesn't really work. You can't be broke and you're watching TV. It doesn't make any sense. So try your best to write down your goals on a daily basis. I just thought I should ship that. So one other major problem that we have as entrepreneurs and starting is lack of resources. So many of us say the reason why we can't start business is lack of resources. But I'm going to teach this thing. It's a different thing entirely. But I just want to say it. Resource is not your problem. And when I say resource now, what came to your mind now is money. Money is not the only resource. So basically, what the major problem that you have without withstanding is access to resource. Most times, access to resource is better than having the resources. So, for example, you want to start what business? You want to start a farm. Let's say you want to start a farm. You need access to land. You don't necessarily need to have the land. So if you can come to an agreement with the person that has the land to pay the person after harvest, maybe you guys will share profits from it. Or if you can rent the land, if you have the money to rent the land. But you find out that renting the land is cheaper than buying the land. So you might be calculating the amount you need to enter a business as, I don't know, let me use something reasonable, 5 million. Meanwhile, what you actually need is 200,000 because you haven't actually structured your entry plan to know exactly what it is you need to enter into the business. So lack of resources, right? Those are common obstacles, right? So one of them is you can seek partnerships, just what I just said. You can seek marketing channels because demand is more important than supply. But as long as there is demand, you'll find supply. The another thing that is one of your common ones is fear of failure. You're always afraid of failing. You don't want to go into business because you're afraid of failing. So you reframe failure as feedback. Any failure you get in your life, know that is a feedback to why that thing didn't work. Ask yourself, what am I learning from this failure? What am I learning? But of course, you can reduce your level of failures by simply getting a mentor. Some of you, paying 20,000 naira to talk to somebody is too much, but you will lose 200,000 naira in starting a business. Don't be like us. We didn't know. If we have known, we wouldn't have lost all the money we lost. We lost a lot of money in the process. That's what we're trying to prevent you from. And then burnout. You need to avoid burnout. You understand? Practice self-care. Don't allow yourself get overwhelmed by the pressures of this life. You're working, business is not going, you're not renting your house, you're not married, you allow everything just overwhelm you. No. Calm down. Calm down. This, especially before we enter 2025. Not that you'll be resting every time, but you see this December. Before we enter the 365-day millionaires challenge that I'm setting up, you understand what I'm saying? Please relax. Just relax. So that by December next year as well, you'll be relaxing better because you have money. You understand what I mean? So, course correction in entrepreneurship. The importance of adaptability and course corrections in entrepreneurship. So, adaptability, we have talked about that already. This is, I'm saying this because I know that your goals are going to succeed next year. And you have not made any mistake in this world. Everything you've done so far to this moment has been correct. Because if not, if you weren't taking the right steps, you wouldn't even be watching this video right now. So that means you are eager to change. So there's nothing wrong with you in any way. But in business, I didn't start with solar. There's a business I was doing that was doing very well. I was into spare parts sales, importation. I was importing containers of spare parts. Now I'm doing solar. Your ability to identify when a business is about to close, monitor results. That's why we said accountability is important. And shift immediately the business is giving you problems. It's a very key step in entrepreneurship. You leave before the business will cast. Very key, right? You understand? One of the ways that you know this, of course, is you have to stay open to feedback. You need to listen. If too many customers are complaining about your product, you're fighting constantly, your business is dying. Your business is dying. You might have a lot of customer base, so you might not be, but out of 1,000 people, 100 people are complaining, 50 people are complaining, your business is dying. Because that one person that complains is spoiling business for you in 10 places. Your business is dying. So you need to be open for feedback, evaluate risks and reward. And before making major changes, assess how they align with your long-term goals. So many people tell me that they want to leave their job and go start a business. My advice to you is stay there and start that business. You think the business will work, Abi? Start the business. Because as I said, starting a business now is not renting shop. So if your idea is I need to go and get a shop, it's not renting shop. That's what we did. And that was a very big mistake. Very big mistake. So start that business. If you think the business will work, start it where you are so that you don't go. A hungry man cannot think. The moment you lose that one that you are eating from, trust me, you need to be very stable. In order to, so that's why you see that rich men in business keep getting richer because they have time. They are eating. It's not food. They're eating. They can travel. Then they can think. A hungry man cannot think. That's why, unfortunately, they're poor. So for a poor man to break out of poverty, he first of all needs to stop letting hunger distract him. If the moment hunger is still distracting you, you can never be rich. Hunger and wealth don't work together. Hunger can never push you into wealth. Lack, scarcity is what pushes you into wealth. And you need to see scarcity. When you're having scarcity in your mind, how can you see scarcity? You understand? So you must also embrace resilience. We've talked about that already, right? So our key takeaway is you use KPI to use tools, KPIs and the rest of all that to track goals and measure progresses. Be proactive in identifying obstacles and have strategies ready to overcome them. And adaptability and resilience rather, are critical traits for navigating the unpredictable journey of entrepreneurship. So we are going to draw a obstacles you're facing. If there are any ones you're facing, I think you can talk back to me here on this time. I think you can talk back to me. I don't know if you can talk back to me. This is the first time I'm using Telegram to do this. So we are going to ask, you can ask whatever questions you need to ask. If there are questions to ask, so I can answer them. Then we shall try and see how we can push it. I'm going to, after this, I'm going to introduce something to you all. So let us sort of all finish with this. So are there any questions? Or are there feedbacks? Are there anything that you feel that, have you gotten value from the class? Let's hear from you. Precious, do you have questions? And then ask your question.
Can you hear me? Sorry, is my audio clear? I don't know how this Telegram works. Can you hear me?
Ask question. Tell them what you ask. So, our question is how to attract customers to buy what you sell. So the question should be, how do you attract the right customers to buy what you sell? So first of all, you need to be visible. So the advertisement online, like you said, is one of them. And you need to do the advertisement right. It's not just, I don't know how you're doing your advertisements online, but you need to do advertisement right. You need to target the right audience. So you need to be visible. Visibility is very important. So if it's WhatsApp monetization you want to run, you do WhatsApp monetization. If it's Instagram ads, if it's Facebook ads, whatever, you need to be visible. When you are now visible, people have seen you. They need to understand what you're selling. So if you have targeted the right audience, you need to have a place where they can understand what you're selling. So are you directing them to your WhatsApp? When you do your you do ads online? Have you done ads online yet? Okay, then you've not started them. So the first step is you need to do your ads online. You need to know how to do ads online. So it's part of what we're going to train. When you do your ads online, you need to have you can gather your customers so you can talk to them. For you now, you're selling perfume. There is no need in this world for you to tell your customers DM for price if you're selling perfume. There is absolutely no reason in this world, because you're not the only person selling perfume. The price is out there. You're not the one manufacturing it. Set your price on your product for you that's selling perfume, because the perfume, if you're selling replica perfumes is everywhere. Everybody, if they go to an Instagram page or wherever, they will see replica perfumes everywhere, right? So there is no need in this world for you to tell them, DM me for price. You understand what I'm saying? You put the price there, and your price should be competitive, because you should know that other people are selling the price. So make your margins as reasonable as possible to cover the cost of what you understand, and compare your price to other people. And the reason why you're putting the price there is let me use one major reason: to remove time wasters and get the right customers to now chat you up later. So if someone just sees the price, let's say the price is 25,000, and the person doesn't want to buy that perfume at 25, the person will not chat you up. The person will just walk away. But if I'm talking to someone that is doing maybe logistics or something, now you cannot do DM for price because logistics now depends on your location. You cannot put the price rather on the product because logistics now depends on where the person is going to, the weight of the product. And so that person needs to DM for price, and then you can now give the person an estimated cost based on the value you're trying to give to that person. But for your own product, one of the ways to do it, first of all, is become visible. So you need to run your ads. Then on those ads you're running, your price must be there. So your price must be competitive enough because your differentiation now, your product differentiation must be on pricing because you're selling what every other person is selling. Except you have a unique product or a unique combination of product. Maybe you want to do perfume and flower or something, maybe Valentine's Day. Are you understanding my point? Or you have certain specific packages that will now make your price. But even with that, you will still put the price so that time wasters will not come. So the right customer. So if you now have 200 people that are chatting, talking to you in your DM now, what you'll be hearing is, how can I pick it up? Where can I buy? Where is your store? Those are the people you will not be talking to. You already know that they want to buy. They're not just wasting your time, right? So that's basically it. Ochuke and Queen, do you guys have any questions?
My audio, can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Ochuke?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
I can hear.
Yeah, yes, I can hear you. But it seems like you can't hear me.
Okay, I speak now. Let me see.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Why can't I hear you? I've disconnected it completely. Hold on. Yeah, I did. I think I did.
Okay, how about now? Can you hear me?
Okay, just send a message. I really can't hear you, and maybe it's not allowing you to speak. Maybe because of you. But if you have a question, just drop it down on the chat, and I will see it and respond to it. Huh? Yeah, tracking it. Yeah. So I will drop it on the group for the name of the products that you need and the products that you can use for, like for example, bookkeeping. Because you need to do bookkeeping. Because one of the major problems that people have is that they don't keep proper. So you don't even know when you're making profit. You don't know when you're running loss. Because you're supposed to track everything in business from the amount you spend, even when you're in the market trying to get your goods. When you buy water, you're supposed to track everything. But that one is coming from somewhere. It's not coming from the air. So that app will be given. That one is not a problem at all. I don't know why I can't hear. Okay, I've seen it. Ojude, speak now.
Okay, you can hear me now?
God damn, it's not. And it's an audio. I don't know why it's not working. Okay, but I hope you can hear me, Sean.
Yes, I
Because
can.
I don't know why it's not. I can't hear. It's very bad. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'll find out why this is the issue. Next class, if there are no questions, we are done with the class. You're done now. That's all. If there are no questions, we are done with the class for today. If there are questions, you could just type it down. So I'm not seeing anything being typed. That's why. Okay, but you can sense you can hear me, but I don't know why you can't hear me. I don't know why I can't hear you too. Strange. I should be able to hear. Try speaking. Let me mute myself. Try speaking. Let me mute myself and see.
Okay, how about now?
Okay. It's not coming out. It's not coming out. Okay, just. I will get to it now. Okay, nice. So she said she's aware of it. Nice, nice. I guess I know you are. That's
Can you hear me?
okay, good. So, come 15th, I think we're launching it on the 15th. We are in the current entrepreneurial journey. For those that are interested, that are still interested in running the entrepreneurial journey, just like you said, there are tools that are required for you to survive. Basic graphic designs, basic how to run basic ads, and the rest of all that. So come on the 15th, we'll be launching a course, which I will release on the group. 10 basic digital skills required for growth in 2025. And the course would be paid. So it's not going to be an expensive thing. I think it's about 5K or something like that. So 10 of them will be explained, compilation of all those courses. And it will help you, for those of you that want to learn skills that will help you earn a little bit more in 2025. And for those of you that want to enhance your businesses, especially if you want to power your businesses through AI and the rest of that. Like, for example, we have our chatbots that we use on some of our sites that respond to our customers automatically and the rest of it. You'll be able to integrate that into your businesses. So this can help you scale in 2025. So if you are genuinely serious about crossing the 20 million naira mark, so if you have crossed the 20 million naira mark and you're heading to a 100 million mark, good for you. But if you haven't crossed the 20 million naira mark and you're very interested in crossing the 20 million naira mark, I suggest you follow me through this journey and see whether I know what I'm saying. And I assure you that you will cross your 20 million naira mark this 2025. Because like I said in the beginning, the goal is to make 5,000 millionaires by the end of the year. And the rule is by helping others, you end up helping yourself. So I'm very glad that the section went as smoothly as it did. I will keep you posted on future sections to come, paid or free, however it is we decide to go about it. So thank you very, very much. See you.